Good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining us. We're on the clock here at Sportal, and they've finally got their ducks in a row, and we can get going. And it's been waiting for hours to get this started.
I know.
Another tumultuous week in the NRL. Surprise, surprise. It's amazing what's going on up there, isn't it?
Oh, it's incredible. Just defies common sense.
What doesn't defy common sense is a Brisbane Broncos home game on a Friday night.
Tags. Good segue.
Yeah, in the local derby, and that's the Brisbane Broncos versus the Gold Coast Titans. Jake, you just suggested they should play it where?
Stradbroke Island.
Yeah. Get out. Is it? No, that's Fraser Island, four-wheel drives.
Yeah, but maybe four-wheel drives.
So, the Broncos versus the Titans at Straddy, $1.42 the Broncos, and the Titans are $3.25. Broncos they'll walk in here.
I think the Titans have a pretty good record over the Bronx.
Scotty Prince is a good player.
Yeah, he's a very good player. But the Broncos will be stung after losing to Manly last week, having been expected to win that comfortably.
They were up too, weren't they?
They were 16-0 up, I think.
I wonder what Manly trade at.
Well
into the teens.
Well into the teens. And Manly put on something like 20 consecutive points.
Premiership for Manly.
Yeah, or 22 points. And the kicker for Brisbane, whose name escapes me just at the minute, Corey Parker perhaps, had a shot, a conversion to put them level with Manly to go Golden Point, to go into Golden Point, and missed. So the Broncos will be stung by that.
How will you feel?
And what do you know? They're playing another Friday night home fixture.
What price do you put on El Nasri? You give him $1 million.
I think he's playing his 300th game this week in El Nasri. I've got a feeling he is.
300 very straight. Very good kicking
as an
game.
arrow.
He is. He's amazing. The Dragons versus the Bulldogs, probably the blockbuster of the week, I would have thought, Jake.
It is.
$1.65 the Dragons, hot form. Bulldogs $2.42. Dragons at home, Jake. See them getting beaten here?
Well, the Doggies are going pretty well this year, but they've been a bolt from the blue. With their hooker Michael Ennis has been in great form, and they've also picked up Brett Camorlian, who's been a real find for them, and of course El Masri, as you mentioned. So $2.42 is pretty good value about them, but the Dragons are one of the real premiership, as they say in Sydney, hot pots.
I know
you love that, Tags. I know you love that.
It's the race callers. They love a hot pot.
And as they top the rise, the hot pot, the St George Illawarra Dragons. I think the Dragons will win. $1.65. Might be a fraction short, but I do expect them to win, Tags.
The Tigers versus the Rabbitohs at the SCG. It's when the two leagues just get together.
That's right.
And they say, and the AFL says, play at the Sydney Cricket Ground because it's a good stadium for rugby. $1.84 the Tigers, the Rabbitohs $2.08. The Tigers will just win this.
Yes, they will.
It's Heritage Round.
Yeah, so it is, and that's probably why we've got the Broncos.
So they'll be wearing
and the Titans.
don't get confused. They'll be wearing the old strips. I don't know what they look like.
Are they wearing the West strip or the Balmain strip?
It's a very good question. I wonder if it's a toss of a coin.
It could be. Yeah. Or maybe they'll play the first half in the Balmain strip and the second half in the West.
It's like Dermy just coming out in the green boots after half time.
Absolutely. Anyway, the Tigers will just win that. You're quite right about that, Tags.
$1.84 the Tigers, Rabbitohs $2.08. There will be a Betfair stand and demonstration sign at the SCG. So if you are there or you plan to go to the SCG, go and visit the boys and the girls for that matter. Go in there and sign up. Have a look around. Jakey, what else do you fancy?
The Eagles are my best bet of the round. I think they've
rediscovered the touch.
Well, they showed last week they could win without Mel.
Mel's crucial.
Yeah, it's incredibly crucial. But at least they found some form without him last week against a good side in the Broncos. The Broncos are a far better side than the Eels who they faced this week. $1.48 is for a side that's only won 3. Probably not great, but I expect them to win. So
at home, Brookie.
Yeah, old Brookie.
Tough to win at Brookie.
Or it's a graveyard Brookie.
It is, and I reckon all this drama up in Sydney this week, and through the NRL for that matter, will probably help them because perhaps a bit of the attention's taken off the Seagulls.
No doubt.
Relax and get on with the job.
No doubt. And maybe there'll be some pressure back on the Storm, who Matthew Johns was an assistant coach of, and the Storm was sort of sat on their hands a bit, waiting for Channel 9 to make a decision about that. There's been a bit of criticism for them, but the Storm...
What do you reckon about that?
Back into premiership favouritism.
Second?
Isn't
it?
Yeah.
They probably would have no idea about what had happened, what had transpired.
I think Phil Gould's performance on the Footy Show was sort of representative of how I feel about it. He's obviously a close friend of Matthew Johns, and he was quite emotional about what had happened, obviously in support of Matthew Johns, but he also made it very clear that both Johns and David Gingell from Channel 9 were very quick both to decide that he had no future there. And I think the same can probably be said for the Storm, so they've made the right decision. They're back into premiership favouritism for the first time in a while.
Yeah, they were good last week, didn't they? $1.29 to beat the Raiders, $4.30.
Brett Fitch has made a big difference having him in the halves.
It's particularly good sliding his feet here.
That was good, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Interesting. That's Billy Slater's signature move. But that allows Greg Inglis to go out wider into the centres and makes a big difference. So I think the Storm
Ian Baker-Finch.
Right back on track. Yeah, and IBF.
At the Storm.
129 short, but the Storm very rarely lose at Olympic Park, and I think they'll do away with
Monday night footy too.
Oh, yeah.
Hopefully it's about 5 degrees. Welcome, Raiders.
It will be.
Good luck. Happy punting. See you again next week.